Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Keller, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Keller and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 pounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Tuesday, up in here, the Low T Center Studio. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, 865-255-03, Irish Networks Hotline. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hillard Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Ben, what is up?
Good morning, my good friend Jason Swain. I wonder what we're going to talk about for 3 hours.
Exotic Joe.
Exotic Joe, where'd you get that from?
Exotic Joe.
I see where you're going with this. Exotic Joe.
Joe Milton, baby. Man, how long was that
kept under wraps for. And made it a week before the orange and white game, or a couple days before the orange and white game. A Monday before the Saturday's orange and white game. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good for this staff. I mean, it's been long discussed that Joe Milton was looked at as possibly the option for Tennessee at quarterback to add to this room. I mean, we've brought it up several times. Last week, we went through and saw if he were to come, how many years he would have of eligibility. COVID year did not count. You had a year where he played 3 games, 2019. And that was at the time where Tennessee, or any quarterback or any player in college football, if you play less than 4 games or 4 games, you can still redshirt. And then 2018, he played in a couple games plus in a bowl game. So you got 3 years, man. You got 3 years. Is anyone surprised? Like, you look at the quarterback play over the last couple years, and it's not just one quarterback. The quarterback play in the last couple of years is a result of multiple quarterbacks. Understand that. Everyone can look at one quarterback and go, oh, man, he's the reason. Yeah, but he was out there because other quarterbacks did not step up. So the quarterback play has been a result of multiple quarterbacks not stepping up and being what they needed to be, or being what the program needed them to be for Tennessee football to be more competitive and win more football games. And so knowing that you're basically getting the same quarterbacks plus a freshman who was suspended and a transfer, what did you expect the new staff to do? The new staff was going to bring in someone else. This is the first quarterback that this staff has brought in. Maybe Hype will say, I'm not going to make the same mistake Jerry Pruitt made. I'm not going to allow my coordinator not to have his pick going into second or third year. It's a reason why we have a new coach. It's a reason why the coach that we do have is one of the top offensive coaches in the country and has produced some of the top offenses in the last couple of years. It's a reason why we went in the direction that we went for our head coach. There's a reason. So there's no surprise, Ben, that Tennessee is adding a quarterback to this roster and hit up the transfer portal. What may appear surprising to folks is that he's being added in the middle of spring football. Well, the timing really doesn't matter to me. You added a quarterback, and why wait until the end of spring? If the kid wants to come and he's ready to go, why wait? Why wait any longer? And you tell your current quarterbacks what's going on, and honestly, you really don't have to tell them anything. You don't owe it to the current quarterbacks to let them know who's coming on the roster or not, the quarterback. You don't owe it to any quarterback on this roster to let them know that you're adding a grad transfer quarterback, or a transfer quarterback in this case. Because this roster, this group of quarterbacks, not one of them was recruited by this staff at Tennessee. You don't owe them an explanation. Your job is to win. Your job is to put players on the football field to win, to help you win. And Tennessee did what they had to do. And it was a good pickup, Ben. Good pickup.
I'm a fan. I just speaking to Joe Milton. I haven't watched a ton of film on him, but what I have seen, I was somewhat impressed. I understand that we've had some comments about how Michigan fans feel about Joe Milton, and I think that is important to recognize, but it's not the end all be all. We know how fans feel about quarterbacks, and not just speaking to Tennessee fans, but just fans everywhere. At the professional level, at the collegiate level, fans always have a strong opinion on a quarterback, and just because they do doesn't always mean that they are right. So I'm not going to allow that to deter me, and really because I don't think it's fair to crucify Joe Milton when Jim Harbaugh has not proven that he can develop a quarterback at Michigan. I know he had success at Stanford with Andrew Luck, one of the best quarterback prospects we've ever seen come out of college, and he had some luck there in the professional ranks as well with Colin Kaepernick when Colin Kaepernick first got to the league. But I'm not gonna. I honestly don't look at Joe Milton for Joe Milton not having a ton of success at Michigan. I look at Jim Harbaugh and the cluster of a program that he's had since he got to Michigan. He's been unable to get over the hump. So I guess I'm taking the glass half full approach, and maybe I'm being naive. We'll see. But it boils down to this for me. If Tennessee's coaching staff, if Josh Heupel, Alex Golesh, if they feel they need to go out and get another quarterback, if they are not comfortable with the current crop of quarterbacks, if they don't feel they can trust a couple of quarterbacks in the room, then they should go out and add somebody. They should not just stand by and be okay with what they've got, because even though this is like a year zero for Josh Heupel, even though this is a hefty rebuild because of all the factors that Josh Heupel has to deal with that are out of his control, even though all those things are true, the moment Tennessee loses a game and something does not go right within that game, folks are going to get mad at Josh Heupel. So if you're Josh Heupel, even though it's year zero and you're starting a big rebuild, you got to try to be as competitive and win as much as you can, even in this first season. And if you feel like you need to upgrade the quarterback position in order to do that, then you go do that. And there's not a ton of great options out in the transfer portal right now. And, Joe Milton is a guy that I believe I saw yesterday on Twitter when Josh Heupel was at Missouri, he gave Joe Milton one of his first offers to play college football when Joe Milton got an offer from Missouri back in 2017, I believe it was. So, and when they were at UCF, they recruited him as well. So, I don't know. I look at it, and it's as simple as if they think they need to upgrade the quarterback room, then go do it. And they got a guy that they believe has some tools that they can work with. And if you don't trust the current quarterbacks, then you made the right move, because you can't just sit by and be idle and cross your fingers and hope and just pray that somebody's going to work out, because it doesn't always work that way.
So I'm gonna add some context here about quarterback transfers. And I think some people get caught up in the stats, and they get caught up in, this quarterback didn't do this during this short amount of time during his young career at a school, so that means he just doesn't have it. How good was Justin Fields at Georgia?
Well, we didn't really get to see him.
Was it used properly?
No.
So we never really got a chance to see what he could be until he left Georgia. So it wasn't Justin Fields' fault, although I'm pretty sure he got better before going to Ohio State. But we know it wasn't a talent problem. We know that he had the tools, but because of the culture and the situation that he was in, we were not able to see the Justin Fields that we saw at Ohio State. Kyler Murray was at Texas A&M. Drama at Texas A&M. Him and Josh Allen transferred. We saw a little bit of a Kyle Allen flash early in his career at Texas A&M, but we didn't really see Kyler Murray until after Baker Mayfield graduated and left. How about Joe Burrow? What did people say about Joe Burrow during his first full year starting or first opportunity that he truly had at Ohio State? The situation didn't allow him to blossom, to be the Joe Burrow that he was at LSU. The situation matters. I'm not saying that Milton is going to be Justin Fields and be Heisman Trophy candidate, and he's going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft in a few years. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's so much more than just looking at a quarterback's first year or two at a school and saying, oh, well, his stats not there and the fans don't like him. Oh, so he's not going to be good, or what's the purpose of going out and getting this transfer quarterback? If the tools are there, and you believe in your coaching and your development, you get that player. You get that player. One man's trash can be another man's treasure. I'm not trying to call Joe Milton some trash or anything, but he's an upgrade. He's an upgrade for Tennessee at the quarterback position. He's making the room better. I text Ben yesterday. I said, I bet he's a starter this fall. I'm willing to bet he's a starter this fall. What did I say? Hot take. I don't know. I was talking to a couple people yesterday.
You said that you're willing to bet.
Oh yeah, I told you, Milton game 1 starter, book it. Is what I told you.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh, I think he'll be a starter.
It'll be him or Hendon Hooker. You kind of have to still give Hendon Hooker a chance simply because Hendon Hooker's been here for spring practice. But there's a reason Joe Milton's coming in. That's the simplest way to put it. And yes, it may mean that other quarterbacks are going to leave, and that's okay because you know why? The quarterbacks that may leave, they're not the quarterback that's going to get Tennessee over the hump. And that's why it's come as such a surprise, Swain, is because you have quarterbacks with the history of being a 5-star recruit, of being a high-level 4-star, that people who have somewhat checked out because of everything that has taken place over the last couple of months, they see the headlines and they're confused because they expect Harrison Bailey to be next in line. And to be fair to Harrison Bailey, he didn't do anything last season when he played that made him look inadequate. When he played late in the season, he did not look inadequate. So people are surprised that when a former 5-star quarterback is on the roster competing for the starting job and you go out and add a transfer quarterback, they are surprised because they're not kind of keeping up in detail every single day like we talk about here on the show, and they're afraid that 5-star quarterback is going to get run off. And then also there's the 4-star quarterback, Caden Salter, and people realize this situation and realize that he's way behind the 8 ball now and highly unlikely, nearly impossible in my opinion, that he plays as a true freshman for Tennessee this season because of the situation he decided to put himself in. But you have some guys with history on this roster that, in terms of recruiting, and people are afraid that they're going to get run off. So that's where the surprise comes from, because they think that those guys can take over and be the guy.
Why would anybody be surprised? That's my thing.
I just told you why. People think Harrison Bailey is next in line.
Why?
because I just told you he's a former 5-star quarterback. They assume that leads to automatic success, and that's not the case. A 5-star quarterback who did not play a ton as a true freshman, who didn't glowingly mess up as a true freshman. Harrison Bailey didn't show that he can't get the job done when he played last season. He maybe did not instill a ton of confidence that he could be the guy, but he did not just completely blow when he was in the game.
Well, I mean,
either.
either the guy or you're not the guy. So he showed me that, you know, he could manage, but he was never really put in a situation where it was, man, except for once, where it was 0-0, and he wasn't managed. And you can just tell, like, he was managed not to make mistakes. So he gets in when, you know, Arkansas was already up, and Arkansas is basically in prevent defense, and he's throwing a bunch of checkdowns. Mm-hmm. So the times that he was in, defense really not playing him serious. There was only one time when, you know, he was a starter, and he did a pretty good job, but he didn't show me that he was the guy of the future. He just showed me that he was, you know, that he was able to manage, and he may be solid. But being solid is just not good enough at the quarterback position anymore. You got to be more than just solid, because you got to put up points on offense.
Correct.
Yeah, the days of just being solid and letting the defense win the game for you and winning 18-6, 18-14, those days are over. You just can't be solid at quarterback right now. You got to be a little bit better than solid. So,
but he was solid as a true freshman, which being solid as a true freshman gives hope for the future. Being solid as a true freshman is much different than being solid as a redshirt junior or a senior. So I think people saw that potential or hope that there was some potential in what they saw last year. And again, because he was a 5-star, he's going to develop. He's going to take this big step, and he's going to be the guy. And because folks have kind of checked out because of everything going on with the football program, I think that's why there's the surprise of bringing in a transfer quarterback, because they see Harrison Bailey, they know his background, and they were expecting him to kind of take the bull by the horns and be the starter. And now they're surprised that they're bringing in a different quarterback and afraid that Harrison Bailey is going to get run off.
Yeah, them folks set themselves up for failure. One group, one recruiting site said Harrison was a 5-star. One. This is why you don't just look at one. You look at them all. And if 3 different recruiting sites are saying the same thing about a player, guess what? That it's probably true. That player is probably really, really good and has a chance. One witness says, man, I saw Ben picking his nose at a stoplight. Jimmy Cheek style. I saw Ben picking his nose at a stoplight. That's one person. Ben can refute that. Oh, no. I was scratching my nose. I got allergies. No. I was rubbing my mustache. No. I had some in my eye. I wasn't picking my nose. No, man, you talking about? You just didn't see that right.
Boy, that would turn into Jimmy Cheek status on this show.
But if 3 people said, yep, I saw Ben picking his nose, Jimmy Cheek style, he had the Jimmy Cheek technique. He was tickling his brain cells.
Knuckles deep.
If 3 people said, I'm gonna take that a little bit more serious. So just advice moving forward. Don't just look at one recruiting service, especially if one has one extremely high and the others don't. You might want to pump the brakes a little bit. You might want to take that a little grain of salt. That's what I always did with Harrison Bailey. He works hard. He does everything right. And I mean, he works hard. He practices his butt off. He studies. But this is the reason why Tennessee has added 2 quarterbacks. Not just one quarterback.
Not only two quarterbacks, but a different coaching staff added each quarterback. Like Jeremy Pruitt and Jim Chaney went out and got one of the 2 quarterbacks, and now this new coaching staff went out there and got this quarterback.
2 quarterbacks.
By 2 coaching staffs, and as we talked about yesterday, and as we have detailed over the last year, Jim Chaney, although it probably wasn't 100% his decision, did not recruit Harrison Bailey while Jim Chaney was at Georgia. And when that summer after Jim Chaney took the job, they were desperate for Haynes King. The signs have always been there.
Listen, if you listen to the Swain Event, let me just keep it real, man. If you listen to the Swain Event, you ain't surprised. If you don't listen, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. He's a 5-star. What is going on? Well, you ain't been listening, because we've been explaining this stuff in detail for over a year. I mean, this thing has been laid out. The explanation has been laid out. It really has. There's no surprise why Tennessee was able to go out and get a transfer quarterback. The only surprise is that, they slipped him in the class. They tried to slip him in class, huh? Can't do that around here. Got too many media competing. Too many people with eyeballs. And someone caught that Joe Milton was registered in the class. Boom. There it is. So, good get for Josh Heupel. And there's a reason why Joe Milton picked Tennessee. Out of all the places he could have went, of all the places that are not going to be in NCAA trouble, Joe Milton, with 3 years to go, said, yes, I can play there. Hendon Hooker committed to Tennessee. The coach was fired. Hendon said, I'm still going to Tennessee regardless of who the coach is. Why? Because he said, look at the current quarterbacks. So as unattractive as a lifetime Tennessee fan and 2 quarterbacks in this class who were lifetime Tennessee fans said no to Tennessee, went to Alabama, went to Missouri, you had 2 quarterbacks who were not lifetime Tennessee fans simply picked Tennessee because they know there's opportunity. Why is there opportunity? Because of the current room. That should tell you something. Swain Event, be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Orange and white game this weekend. All the schools, it's about that time, man. We're seeing all the schools have their spring game. A couple teams had the spring game over the weekend. One team was all on TV. I'm not
all on my Twitter timeline.
Golly, annoying me, man. That's probably why I wasn't on Twitter much this weekend.
There's another receiver making a one-handed catch on the sideline. It's like, another quarterback balling out.
But here we go, man. Orange and white weekend. One of the best weekends of the year. I know for me, because a lot of guys come back and you get a chance to connect. With fans, and man, be a good opportunity to see people and connect. So, Orange and white weekend this weekend. Jamel, yeah, man. Steph Curry still on us. He's on his ish, man. 10 threes again last night. Unreal. In the last 6 games, he's had 10 threes, man, games. I saw a deal that said if he stopped playing today, he would no. I saw a thing that says if his career was the last 8 games, 6 or 8 games, just his career, six games, that he would be second all time in players shooting the threes like this, man. It's been unbelievable to see and follow. I did not watch the game last night.
Give him the MVP.
I was watching the Ant-Man Marvel.
With the kiddos?
No, by myself.
Oh.
Leave me alone. I'm watching the Ant-Man. For so long, I was like, Ant-Man? I'm not watching the Ant-Man. That's silly.
I guess now that I think about it, Ant-Man is not appropriate for kids.
No, they probably – well, my youngest two probably scared. There's some scary scenes for them. But, no, man, I watched the Ant-Man. And then the Ant-Man and the Hornet. I think it was the Ant-Man and the Hornet. So, that's what I did yesterday, man. I didn't get a chance to watch Steph Curry. Sometimes you just need to kind of unplug and just watch something that has nothing to do with work, or watch something that just mindless, and that's what I did yesterday, man. Some people watch like reality shows. I watch some Marvel.
You know why I never know movies or music or
music,
TV shows? Well, old school.
You keep up with all the latest hip hop, baby.
I know I'm good on music from like 2006, 7, 2005. But anything before that, best of luck. Trying to get me to understand something. But you know why I haven't seen this movie, that TV show. I don't know this person. I don't know that person. I watch sports. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I'm a maniac. I'm a sports nut. I am a fanatic.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, my friend.
I was watching the Nuggets crush my dreams last night. Double overtime. Grizzlies took an L.
Ja got nice hair, though.
Ja went off.
You got nice hair.
Jokic just went even more off.
MVP.
Who are you looking forward to seeing in the spring game this weekend, Swaino? I know we've got all week to talk about it. It's only Tuesday. But
Joe Milton.
I doubt he'll be playing. One offensive player, one defensive player that you are excited to see this Saturday.
Byron Young intrigues me. Coming from JUCO. Hasn't had multiple defensive line coaches like some of these dudes on our squad.
He's had one.
He's raw. Yeah, he's raw with talent, and he knows how to rush the passer. That's his thing. That's his thing.
Byron Young's my defensive player as well. Everybody.
Why he copying me, man?
I had the answer in my head. And I said it on the Monday night chat last night on VolQuest. You can go check
I wasn't on VolQuest. I told you I was watching Ant-Man.
You copied me.
I was watching Ant-Man. I wasn't paying attention to the VolQuest chat.
I know you checked it out this morning before you hopped on the show.
I got kids, man. I was getting them ready for school.
No. Let me go see what Ben's opinions were last night, so I can steal them for today's show. I encourage nobody to steal my opinions because you will look like a fool 99.9% of the time. But I said Byron Young. I'm excited to really see him in action. I mean, I've seen him in practice, and he moves well, and saw him at the open practice two Saturdays ago. And you can tell he's a football player. He's just one of those athletes that just moves like an athlete. You can tell that he's good. He's just one of those type of guys. But I'm excited to see him more in a game format. The speed off the edge, and everybody has raved about him. Rodney Garner, Mike Eckler, the Mays brothers, Jerome Carvin, just everybody. Tim Banks, Josh Heupel, everybody. So I'm excited to see him.
I'm excited to see if I'm going to have this next answer and you're not going to try to copy it from offense. So my offensive player that Ben asked me who I'm looking forward to seeing in the orange or white game.
Well, you want me to give my answer first?
No, because then you're really going to say I copy you, especially if it's the same one. Jabari Small. Who's yours?
It's a three-way tie for me.
Okay.
It's the three running backs. Jabari Small.
I'm so tired of you.
Jalen Wright and D. Beckwith.
I'm tired of you, man.
I want to see the running back position.
So
like
tired. What about Tyon Evans, man?
I want to see Tyon. That's why I just want to really see the running back position because I think there's a ton of guys in that room that are capable of contributing. Jabari Small has had a really nice spring. Jalen Wright, he's had a nice spring for an early enrollee. Tyon Evans has been banged up, so we haven't been able to see him as much. But we've talked about his lower half and his large gluteus maximus. And he's a guy that I think will contribute.
You're such a creeper.
Early on. D. Beckwith is fascinating. He's just a good football player. And then, I think even T. Hodge could contribute in short yardage situations. So there's a bunch of backs in that room that I can't wait to see. And game action as well. And all of those guys that I mentioned, except Tyon Evans, because Tyon Evans did not participate in the open practice, all those guys made plays in the open practice in 11 on 11 and what we got to see. Austin Price tweeted out the video of D. Beckwith running over guys and getting into the end zone. T. Hodge had a similar run in which he just kept his feet moving and running over guys, and he punched it in for a touchdown. And then Jabari Small and Jalen Ryan have been the talk of the room all spring. So I just really want to see that room as a whole. I can't really separate one running back from the other.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jabari Small, man. I'm gonna go Jabari Small. I saw a little bit of him on Saturday, and he broke a couple runs. I was like, huh.
If I had to pick one,
I like him.
It would probably be D. Beckwith, because I've seen Jabari Small. Didn't see him a ton last season, but I've seen Jabari Small run. I know what Tennessee is getting from him. So I'd like to see a guy that haven't seen a ton from, whether that's Jalen Wright or D. Beckwith.
Okay. Let's go to the phones this morning, 865-255-03.
We've got Don.
Don, good morning.
Hey, gentlemen.
What's up, Don?
How are you today?
Wonderful, Don.
Hey, before we get into quarterback discussion, which I do want to, I'm just going to have to let you guys know, especially Ben.
Let him know.
Talking about music. I go back to 05 or 06. Son, music died at the end of the 70s.
That's what everybody says that listen to music during the 70s. I said music died in 2000s.
I mean, I can't even get into 80s stuff.
And we all like that, man. We all proud of our genre.
Well, I actually go back before the genre. Anything from actually from the 50s through the 70s, most of the music I can get into. I guess if you had to pin me down on a group, not an individual singer, I think the greatest music group in history is the Temptations. But that's just me. I need to go back and look up some Hitsville stuff, man.
I ain't gonna argue with you on that.
Now, going to the quarterbacks thing, I think there's more than just Milton's coming to, to start or whatever, and what they're looking at the other quarterback room. Like when Hendon Hooker committed, our boy Shrout was gone or going, so the room was, kind of small. Salter wasn't here yet, so he was looking at the incoming freshman and just Maurer and Bailey to compete with. And then with the situation with Salter, he's still not back out there, even though he's apparently, from what I understand, has been cleared by the law and also cleared by the student, whatever conduct board. And he's still not out there. When he was asked the question the other day about it, he just said, "Well, he's still suspended or something to that effect." So if I'm a quarterback looking down here, I'm saying, okay, Salter may not make it. One of these other, and people talk for quite a while back in December, et cetera, that they thought that Maurer was a flight risk, probably going to leave. So even though now it looks like we got this full room, at the end of spring we may not. Somebody may go, okay, I'm gone. You still don't know what you're going to get out of Salter or if he's going to stay. I still think, and this is crazy, I know you're going to tell me I'm crazy.
You crazy, Don. You crazy.
Bailey, but I talent-wise, and this is, you're doing this. If I'd ever seen him in spring practice doing anything, I'm still not sure Salter won't be the best quarterback prospect on that roster. But
he may be.
We don't know. We don't even know if he's going to be here. So.
No, we don't know. You can only go by what you've seen. I mean, the guy hasn't taken a snap in college yet, so.
But it's I'm not as negative as a lot of people I was reading yesterday. Look at his stats. He lost it. I watched Milton play. I don't watch much Big Ten football, but I caught some Ohio State. I caught some Iowa and different stuff. And I thought, Jason, you were really bringing it out straight. It doesn't mean anything. Joe Burrow left because he wasn't going to get an opportunity at Ohio State, even though it turned out he was probably the best quarterback on their roster. A lot is fit. I think Milton might be the fit. And the fact that, as you brought up, Coach Heupel recruited him at Missouri. Coach Heupel recruited him at UCF. He saw him still playing high school ball when he first went to UCF. I just think he sees something. Now, one thing in watching a little bit of video yesterday, it's obvious he'll probably have the strongest arm on the team. So, you've got that for the deep threat and everything. I heard some folks commenting yesterday about, he can run a little bit. He's not a this or that, but
don't need
to accurate. Everything I read, he's a 4.6 40. It's pretty good for a quarterback.
That's blazing for a quarterback.
So I'm looking forward just to seeing, And the other thing is, even though he's got to learn the system, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, usually a kid by the time he's third year in college, he can pick those things up a little better than, a brand new person, new freshman or whatever. You look in the NFL, I mean, those guys will pick up a quarterback because of injury, and he'll be, he'll come in on Monday, and on Sunday he's starting. I mean, those guys have to be able to go in there and really grasp an offense. I'm sure they scale it down some, but it's always amazed me how they could plug in a quarterback in particular, as well as some other guys from week to week. I guess it's just the maturity and professionalism that you can walk into a brand new situation and be starting next week.
No, man, I appreciate the comments there, Don. Thank you for the phone call. Ben, I want to do something right quick. Hold on, right quick. I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna see how fast you are. I want you to open up a tab, and I want you to search Joe Milton stats. Hold on, Ben. On your mark. Get set. Go. Go give me Joe Milton stats. Hurry, Ben. Hurry. Tell me when you're done.
Done.
5.61. Woo. That's first round speed right there, Ben. 5 seconds. 5.61 seconds. You pulled up Joe Milton stats.
Mm-hmm.
That's all folks are doing. That's all some folks are doing. That don't tell the story here, folks. Of just pulling up a kid's stats in his first 2 years at a school. Because if you did the same thing with Justin Fields without knowing the story, then we know Justin Fields' story because we played against him. But without knowing the backstory, without watching film, you're really doing yourself a disservice, and you're selling yourself short on having a complete take when all you do is take 5 seconds to go look at some stats and making your decision based on stats. Every stats have a story behind it. Justin Fields has a story. You know what his stats were? At Georgia, 27 for 39, 69%, 328 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's pretty good, but man, I don't know. I guess it's good, but he didn't play much. I guess he's not good enough to play. So you just can't look at stats. You have to go look at the young man's film. Do that. Go look at someone's film. Don't be lazy. Go look at the film. Do some more research. If you've done that and then you don't think he's an upgrade, or you have a take, then fine, cool, whatever. But don't just look at some stats and go, oh well, I don't know. Stat says this. Because I can go show you a bunch of receivers with 1,000-yard receiving yards, but can't do anything in the pros. I can go show you guys that didn't even touch 400. or 500 yards that will have a chance to play for a very long time in the NFL. His name is Josh Palmer. But guess what? There's a story behind Josh Palmer. If you go look at Josh Palmer's stats, you wouldn't draft him in the 7th round if you just looked at his stats. But if you knew the story, it knew that the quarterbacks couldn't get him the football and the culture was a dang mess and everything was a dang mess, you would understand there's more than just stats with the player. Just go watch the film. Watch the film of Milton and tell me if you think he's not an upgrade for this quarterback room. Swain Event, be right back.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Voted Best Barbecue in City View Magazine and a top 100 barbecue restaurant in the country, Dead End is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering and local delivery with Valet Gourmet. That's right, you can have Dead End brought to you. Can't think of the spread for your next event? Get Dead End to cater it. Check them out online, deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Reliable, local, high-quality business fiber internet. Businesses are switching to Iris Networks because of their robust and affordable internet suite of products that comes with local sales, support, and service. Iris Networks. Call them at 865-448-4747, irisnetworksusa.com. 90 days, no payment for business internet. It is Jason Swain, Ben McKee. It's time for Attaboy, where we highlight positivity and good stories. And we have a local Attaboy here from Ben. Ben, give the good people today's Attaboy.
That's right. We've got an Attaboy and an Attagirl, one in the same. A local pizzeria is serving up community support all this week to help Austin East Magnet High School. As we know, it has not been a great couple of months for the Austin East community. The most recent incident being the young man that lost his life last week at being shot by police in the school bathroom. That being the latest situation. And in light of that situation, Hard Knocks Pizzeria owner Alexa Spancia said its Bearden and Hardin Valley stores will be giving back 100% of profits from Tuesday to Sunday to Austin East for whatever it may need or want. She said, quote, "Join us all this week. I hope we get super busy. Come support Austin East and help us love on them as we know this community will." Spancia said they also hope to start the School of Hard Knocks program back up soon, which assists Austin East's culinary program by providing experience with preparing professional meals by bringing in local shops.
Yeah, Alexa and her husband, I've known them for a couple of years. Ever since they took over Hard Knocks, they bought it from different gentlemen that started the pizzeria, and they have been active in the community like this for a very, very, very long time. This is what they do. Very successful in business, and so they bought the pizzeria. It looks great. They opened up another location out there in Hardin Valley. That's probably when I'm gonna meet Leo in Hardin Valley and put these hands on him for talking bad about Casey yesterday. I'll meet you at Hard Knocks, Leo. But just kudos to Alexa, and glad that. And listen, again, her and her husband been doing things like this for years. But Austin East, that community is it's going through a lot. It's going through a lot, and there's a lot that we all can do. Starting with community, obviously, starts there, but we all can love up on this community and let these young kids know that you don't have to resort to violence. You don't have to resort to illegal activities to make it. There is a way. There is a way. And there's people that care about you. There's people that believe in you. And all you need is someone to let you know that they believe in you, and that can be the spark you need. That can be the spark you need. That was the spark that I needed. Knowing that somebody cares. Knowing that somebody's in your corner. So, big time atta girl, atta boy, to Alexa, her husband. They do a great job. They really do. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. We definitely have to support them. Put it on Ben's tab.
One of my favorite pizza spots in Knoxville. Honestly, my favorite pizza spot in Knoxville.
Yeah, we'll support that all day long. Let me hit the text box up right quick before top of the hour. Did missing on Ty Simpson and Horn give us a better chance at Arch Manning? Possibly. Hopefully enough time would have passed to where the NCAA ramifications won't be too bad to where it scares off a guy like Arch Manning. But possibly. I don't think I can say no on having a better chance of Arch because you missed out on Ty Simpson or Horn.
I'm just not getting my hopes up for Arch Manning. Not saying that Tennessee does not have a chance, but I was reading an article last night on Arch Manning breaking down the schools that he has spoken with. He did an interview with Rivals 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I mean, it was Texas and talking to Steve Sarkisian. It was Alabama and talking to Nick Saban. It was Ole Miss and talking to Lane Kiffin. It was LSU and talking to Joe Brady's understudy, and that's the home state school. His dad went to Ole Miss. They have a home in Oxford, as well as their home in Louisiana, obviously in the New Orleans area. Tennessee has a chance, not trying to communicate that at all. I just personally am not getting my hopes up because it's not Peyton's son, it's Peyton's nephew, whose dad played at Ole Miss, and he's one of the top quarterbacks in the country. And although I like Josh Heupel, I think Josh Heupel is a good quarterback developer. He's unproven at a big-time school like Tennessee, and he's going to be recruiting against coaches who are very proven and at schools in better situations.
Just answering the question, though, does it give us a better chance? Yes, I think it
Yes,
does.
I
Yeah,
would
just answering the question.
Yeah, for sure.
Hour 2 coming up.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the happy face truck today.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It is time for Touchdown Turnover, backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union. Man, we are, I like to say, men of the people. I think we have a pretty good pulse of the fan base. The text box is great here on the Swain Event this morning. It's always great. But LC Vol, we're going to take your question and turning into a touchdown turnover today. And LC Vol says, Ben with Hub saying that White has had lots of talks with Tony Vitello, including yesterday. Do you think they are trying to lock Tony up before the season is over? So, touchdown turnover, Ben. Tony Vitello will be locked up. We will hear about his future. These talks that are going on locks Tony up before the end of the season, touchdown or turnover.
That the talks are to lock him up, not that
he will be locked. That he will be locked up before the end of the season.
You just had to go there, huh? You couldn't leave it at these talks are to lock him up before the season.
Obviously, the talks are to lock him up.
I know. That's why I was hoping you'd stop there. That's an obvious, easy answer.
Yeah, man. This ain't second grade. This ain't second grade, man. It's big boy. It's big boy radio. What are you talking about, man? This ain't like radio 1-on-1. Intern level. Come on, man. You're not an intern anymore.
You're setting me up for failure.
Do you think Tony Vitello is locked up before the end of the season? Touchdown, turnover, Ben.
I say touchdown. I'll say
touchdown.
I'll say touchdown.
My pants are off.
Mine are too, which is weird if both of us have our pants off sitting next to each other. But if it's for Tony Vitello, it's worth it. I know Jennifer Morris would agree. I say touchdown. I may be wrong, and I truly do not intend to give false hope on this situation. But as I've communicated the last week or two, Tony Vitello is a loyal guy. He loves Tennessee. He's proud of what he has built, and he would love to stay at Tennessee if the situation is right, if Tennessee shows a commitment to the baseball program. And that commitment to the baseball program isn't simply giving him a raise. That will also be important. Tony deserves a raise, making $600,000. Making good money right now, not far off from the other big coaches in the league. We talked about that last week, but he deserves a raise. He should get one, and he will get one. But that's not what is going to keep Tony Vitello. People think that just giving him a raise is going to keep him in Knoxville. That's not the case. Making sure that Tony can give his assistant coaches a raise is going to help keep Tony. Promising and making a commitment to improve the stadium is going to get Tony to stay. And I had a question last night in the Monday Night Chat on VolQuest. Kind of, okay.
Plug.
That's right. Plug, baby. What improvements does Tony want to make to the stadium? And my response was anything and everything. Like literally.
Change a light bulb or something.
Yes. I mean, anything.
Put some paint on the wall, something
everything.
up in here.
The first order of business is to expand the third base seating all the way down the left field line to the foul pole. And I've been told that there's already renderings of what that will look like. And that will happen at some point, but it needs to happen soon.
Is the what's that, the batting? Is that the batting cages or the bullpen? That area right there
on the left side.
Oh, that's the left side. That's the first baseline. On the third baseline.
On the third baseline, it's
where the frat houses are right behind it.
No, you got it backwards. Frat houses are behind the first baseline.
That's right. Third baseline is where the park where we used to go and park.
You still go and park.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, football players park there. Still.
Yeah, I don't park there. I park right by the door.
Well, football players still park there.
The Brenda Lawson.
So they're going to have to find somewhere else to park.
Yeah, the third baseline. That's right.
Yes, third baseline where they have kind of those individual grill areas, and the visitors' bullpen is way down the left field line. So that is the first order of business. And again, they already have renderings of what that will look like and what they want it to look like. So extending that down the left field line. I think Tony would like more permanent seating on the porch out in the outfield. I don't know what that would look like, but I do think that is something that they want to get done, is just better outfield seating, improve the porch out there, not necessarily take it away, but find a way to enhance that. Tennessee has no suites. The only suite that it has is there's that building on the concourse on the right field line, and that's where Tony and the coach's office is at, and they have a little suite right there that oversees the field, and that's kind of where when Danny White goes to the game, that's where he sits, and other people of stature of Danny White, they stay up there. But other than that, there's no suites for like season ticket holders or anything like that. So finding a way to add some suites. So they got to find a way to show a true commitment to the baseball program. And if they do, and they take care of Tony the right way, then I say touchdown. I think he'll be locked up before the end of the season because he is a loyal guy. He does want to stay in Knoxville. He loves Knoxville. And if it would be just kind of going out on a separate note, if they could lock him up before the end of the season, that would be huge. That would be huge because, as we've talked about here on the show, there are a couple of big-time SEC jobs that are looking like might come open. Texas A&M is trending in the wrong direction. They look like they had some life this past weekend against Arkansas, but they've been bad this year. LSU has not been the greatest, although they've played better since they've played Tennessee. LSU and Texas A&M would be two schools hard to turn down if you're Tony Vitello. So if Tennessee could get him locked up before those two schools or schools like those two come calling, that would be significant.
My thing is, this is going to continue to be a distraction.
It is
for Tony and his baseball team. Continue to talk about Tony's future. Can Tennessee hold him down? Can Tennessee lock him up? Is Tony going to go somewhere else? Is LSU going to call? Texas A&M going to call? If I'm Danny White, I'm Tony Vitello. I want to decrease the amount of chatter, outside chatter, and get this thing done. And Danny White has inherited a move-in ready house.
Yep,
with the baseball program. It's one thing to buy a full closed house and you got to knock all the walls. You got to change the foundation. You got the electrical. The electrical has to be totally replaced, which you should call Hiller Plumbing, heating, cooling for that. You got to change the entire plumbing system. It's one thing to inherit a house and you have to do all those things, which is what Josh Heupel has to do. But Tony Vitello has a move-in ready house, and all you have to do is just add a few things here and there. The program is healthy. They're winning. People are engaged. Yes, you have some limitations as far as real estate that you can work with, but I mean, you can be creative. There's not even real estate vertical that's being occupied. So you can go vertical with some of the decisions that you can make there. So there just needs to be a commitment from Danny White. We need to show a commitment to winning. And you need to show these fans that like winning matters to the point where if you do it, we're going to take care of you.
That gives the fans hope for the football program.
You can't take care of dudes like Kevin Steele and not take care of guys like Tony Vitello and do what it takes for him to continue to be successful and keep him. Like, you can't do that because Kevin Steele's deal was approved by Chancellor Plowman, and I love me some Chancellor Plowman now, but the deal was approved by her. Coach Fulmer's deal was approved. And look where we are. So you can't have a guy that's doing it the right way, that's winning, and not take care of him and do what it takes. Like, if he leaves, you need to say, man, we
did everything I could.
We sold our souls for Tony Vitello. He said no. Like, that's what you need to be saying.
People can get over that.
Yeah, I can handle that. Like, you just did everything in your power. You put the full court press on, but it just didn't work. I'm okay with that.
Now, I would be mad at the previous administrations for allowing Tennessee baseball to reach the point that it has reached. Because if Tony does leave, it's going to be because Tennessee's so far behind the eight ball, and that will be because of the previous administration's
plural
choices. Yes, plural.
Yeah, for sure.
Since the Delmonico era, they neglected baseball. And if Tony leaves, that will be why. Because over the last decade, multiple administrations have neglected baseball.
Yep.
And, again, it doesn't mean that they should take resources away from the football program to make the baseball program better. That's not what we're saying. As Swain can attest, and as anybody who's listened to the Swain event for years now, it got brought up last week or the week before about my theory on supporting other sports. I never thought that it should get equal treatment, but we don't have to just leave it to die. I mean, we at a place like Tennessee, you have plenty of resources to where you can have a successful football program, a successful men's and women's basketball program, a successful baseball program, a successful softball program, and on down the line to all the other ancillary sports. At a place like Tennessee, you have plenty of resources to where you can attempt to be successful in every single sport you participate in. So to neglect a sport like it has for the last decade or so, it's ridiculous because a place like Tennessee, again, for the millionth time, has the resources to be successful.
Yeah. And I think other schools, listen, for the most part, we've been pretty good in all of our sports except for football over the last couple of years. But other programs are showing you just don't have to win in one sport or try to be excellent in one sport, superior in one sport. Florida won the championship in football and basketball in 1 year. You look at You look at Michigan. You know, you look at what they're doing with the basketball program.
Florida's also won a baseball championship recently.
Yeah.
Softball team's always really good at Florida.
No, Michigan's gymnastics team just won a national championship. You know, their women's team knocked us off and had an opportunity to go deep in their run in the women's tournament. So South Carolina won a baseball championship
and a women's basketball
championship. So
and men's team made the Final Four.
You can do it. You can do it, but it takes competent leadership. It takes a vision. It takes someone that's a little bit outside the box, and it takes someone with an ego, with an edge to him. I think Danny White has all that to him. Mm-hmm. I like Danny White. I like that Danny got a little ish to him. I like it, man.
I got a touchdown or turnover for you. It shows a lot in Danny White that he's already trying to reach out to Tony and get this deal done.
Yeah, man.
To me, that tells me a lot and shows me a lot as well.
Let's get it, man. That's a good question by LC Vol on the text box.
Lincoln County Vol, I imagine.
Maybe it is.
I think he said Lincoln County before. He can correct me if I'm wrong.
Maybe it is Lincoln County Vol.
We like Lincoln County around here, up the road from Huntsville.
Down the street.
I made one of the best plays I ever made playing baseball. I made at Lincoln County High School.
Where's the video?
My mom was there. Does that count?
Don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Because I was playing third base. I know you don't care, but I'm going to tell you anyway.
No, I do care.
I'm living my glory days.
I do care.
My small glory days that don't exist.
I care how great this story's going to be made up.
It's not going to be made up. My mother can call in and attest. They have this on their foul line. They have like this weird hill going up where the fence is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a foul ball. I was playing third, and I ran over trying to catch the foul ball, and it was on the other side of the fence. I ran over. I hopped up off the side of this hill that's going up against the fence and reached over the fence and snagged it and brought it back in. It would have been a Sports Center top 10 play if a major league
like Mookie Betts type of play.
Yeah, very similar. And then one batter later, the pitcher, our pitcher at Buckhorn, he's coming out of the game. We're switching pitchers. Second baseman for our team goes into pitch. I move over to second base. This is a batter later. I move over to second base because I played depending on who was pitching, because I'm Mr. Versatility. I'm Mr. Do Something. I can play anywhere. I can play everywhere. I move over to second, ground ball in the hole towards the first base side, dive for it, roll over on my back, and throw it to first for my butt for the out.
Sports Center top 10 type play?
Sports Center top 10 type of play.
So
back to back.
If you were coming out of high school right now, you think Tony Vitello would recruit you?
No, because I was not a good enough hitter. I could play defense in college. I'm convinced of that. I could not hit in college.
Hey, man, if you adopted the Swain slap hitting strategy, you would have had every offer in the country, including Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Florida, Mississippi State. You have had all the offers, Ben, if you just adopt my strategy, a slap bunny. I want to see more of it. I want to see more of it in the guys' game.
No, I'm good.
You'd be halfway to first base, man.
That's like Swain. No disrespect to softball or women's basketball. I wore my WNBA orange hoodie today, so I can say this.
It's different. I know.
That what you just said is like asking men's basketball players, hey, Brandon Huntley Hatfield, will you lay the ball up more? Will you do more layups than dunks? Hey, Jordan Bowden, instead of doing that dunk that you did at Vanderbilt, will you do more layups? That's basically what you just said.
Email Ben McKee. Email Ben McKee at Judge Lover. Judge Lover 6868 at gmail.com. That's Ben McKee's email. Judge Lover 6868 at gmail.com. Swain Event, be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue, the search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Around the SEC, Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Hour one of the Swain Event was brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. HappyHiller.com. We're flowing and going in hour number 2. All right, Ben, what's going on around the SEC?
We have some interesting developments to discuss around the world of SEC basketball. 26 minutes ago, Georgia sophomore point guard Severe Wheeler, who led the SEC in assists at 7.3 per game, which also ranked 5th nationally. He entered the NCAA transfer portal and declared for the NBA draft while maintaining his collegiate eligibility.
Can somebody just sit their ass still?
Not Severe Wheeler.
Can somebody just sit still?
I hope Rick Barnes has already called him.
I'm just getting to the point where I'm every day, Ben, there's somebody new in the portal.
Well, we've got about 4 or 5 others to talk
Oh,
about.
my gosh, man.
I would take Severe Wheeler in a heartbeat. Come in and play point guard with Kennedy. Got 2 spots open.
Who's gonna be a starter?
Kennedy.
So Severe's gonna go from a starter to a backup?
Correct.
Boy, please.
He's starting at Georgia.
Yeah, you think he gonna?
You're right. He is. I would like Severe Wheeler in a Tennessee uniform.
I think
he's a good
Severe
basketball player.
I don't think he belongs to Georgia. He's too good for Georgia.
Which is why he's transferring.
No, I know.
Now you want to talk about Texas A&M? Buzz Williams needs a buzz, needs some drinks this morning. Texas A&M basketball guard LaDamian Bradford entered the transfer portal. He started 2 games as a freshman this past season. He's the 8th A&M scholarship player to enter the portal in the last month. The 8th. Swain, Buzz Williams only has 15 scholarships to work with, and 8 of them have entered the transfer portal. 2 of them yesterday.
Is he pushing them out like Rick Barnes is pushing guys out, trying to revamp the roster?
Possibly.
Or
that is a possibility.
Is this a Kevin Sumlin type of issue where guys we're leaving because of the culture?
Even Tennessee's only had 4 in the midst of Rick trying to push them out. They had 2 yesterday. LaDamian Bradford, the kid I just mentioned, and then Jackson Robinson, who former 4-star recruit and started 4 games last season as a freshman. And with the 2 yesterday, A&M has now lost 3 of the team's top 5 scorers. The team's top-rated 2020 recruit, which was Jackson Robinson, former starting forward Jonathan Aku, and 3 others.
The good thing about the transfer portal is all those times in the past where a coach was like, oh, dude, I hate my team. I wish I could just get a new one.
Now you can.
You can. Remember that one year when Tennessee was playing West Virginia and Bobby Huggins looked like he was miserable coaching this current team?
Yes.
I think it was
2 years ago.
Yeah, it was
COVID year.
It was Tennessee. No, I think it was Tennessee's that SEC championship run team.
The Sweet 16 team?
No, it wasn't that team. It was a Sweet 16 team.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I think we played them in the
You're right.
SEC Big 12 Challenge.
Yes, we did.
And
Because
we beat the brakes off of them.
Kansas the
and
past
he
2 years.
looked miserable.
Miserable.
Like he hated his players and hated his team. Like he wanted to replace his whole team. Well, you can do it now, coaches. You can replace your whole team if you want to. If you don't like your team, you can get a brand new one.
Pretty much.
You can get a brand new one. It's like I ain't gonna say that. That's probably too mean.
Say it.
Okay. It's kind of like a guy that has a second family and he just wants a brand new family. So he goes and just has a brand new family.
So Rush Probst.
Yeah, something like that.
Mississippi State has picked up 2 big transfers in its post. DJ Jeffries transferred from Memphis. He's from Mississippi, and he committed to Mississippi State yesterday. DJ Jeffries is a nice player. I like DJ Jeffries. Mississippi State also received a commitment from North Carolina transfer Garrison Brooks. So Mississippi State, Ben Howland picking up DJ Jeffries from Memphis, Garrison Brooks from North Carolina. Those are 2
That's a good job.
Good post players.
Yeah, good job by Howland.
To add for sure. And then 2 other SEC basketball notes.
That's a real good job.
Jerry Stackhouse picked up a transfer from TCU, a forward Taryn Frank, who can play either forward spot and is known as a good shooter with size. And then A.J. Lawson, South Carolina guard, decided he is going to sign with an agent and enter the 2021 NBA draft. So Frank Martin loses his best scorer.
Maybe Chris Lawson can hook him up with some of his overseas contacts.
Maybe so.
Because
I like A.J. Lawson's
A.J. Lawson
game.
might gonna need him.
I like A.J. Lawson's game.
I mean,
he's a late 2nd round pick.
He can shoot, but he's streaky.
Sounds like every NBA player.
And that's pretty much it. Defensively, he's gonna make up for it. I mean, he can shoot it, but he can't shoot it that great.
No, you're right. You're right. We'll see. I like his game. I'll throw in a little college football for you to wrap it up. This is more a college football note. Our friend Barrett Salee wrote an article about the 7 college football coaches who are under the most pressure entering the 2021 season. Kirby number 1.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
He didn't actually rank them, but he's the first coach that he mentioned and said that if not now, then when? Georgia will enter the 2021 season with the best quarterback in the SEC, the best running back room in the SEC, and the best defense in the SEC, if not the country. It also has a chip on its shoulder as evidenced by the hashtag unfinished business that was used with several of those stars like Daniels, White, and stud defensive lineman Jordan Davis opted to stay in school rather than declare for the draft. The mindset has a very Clemson 2018 sort of feel.
No one has done less with more in college football than Kirby Smart.
Yep, over the last several years, or since Kirby got to Georgia at least. The other coaches mentioned Clay Helton at USC.
Man, he stay on the hot seat.
Stay on the hot seat. This is an interesting one. Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma. Riley took over the Sooners in 2017 with one goal in mind, win the national championship. He has led the team to the college football playoff in 3 of his 4 years at the helm, but that's a double-edged sword. It became apparent in those 3 seasons that Oklahoma is a team that ceiling is getting to the college football playoff, not winning it. That should change in 2021.
I mean, he got half of Tennessee's roster on this team now. Who knows? Henry To'oTo'o may go there too. So, I mean, if not now, then when? I mean, that's really for all the teams. I mean, Alabama, they're gonna have to reload, and they're gonna do it quick and fast. But for them to do it this year, that's gonna be tough for Nick Saban to replace all those guys that we get drafted. It'll still be good, but this is the time. If you are Clemson, if you are Ohio State, Oklahoma, Georgia, this is the time to do it.
Absolutely. 4 more coaches to mention real quick. Jim Harbaugh, Michigan, pretty obvious one.
He should be never mind. He should be right there, number 2, number 3 for sure.
To me, he's under more pressure than Kirby or Lincoln. I realize Kirby has done less with more, but even his less has still been successful and resulted in 2 SEC championship game appearances. Jim Harbaugh has done absolutely nothing. Jim Harbaugh has stunk at Michigan.
I think it's more pressure for Kirby because he got to go win it. Like if Harbaugh just beats Ohio State and is, is better than he's been the last couple of years, I think, folks will be happy. Kirby could absolutely win 11 games, and if he doesn't play for a championship or he's not in the football playoff, it's going to be a failure. If he's not in the playoff, it's a failure for Kirby. I think that's more pressure.
I don't disagree with you. I guess the way I look at it is if Georgia doesn't win the national championship, doesn't win the SEC championship, is Kirby going to get fired?
No, but Harbaugh's not going to get fired. He just signed an extension.
I disagree. I think Jim Harbaugh will not be the coach at Michigan after this next season if he has another bad season or a season in which he does not meet expectations. I don't think Jim Harbaugh will be there after this year. So that's kind of how I view Harbaugh having more pressure than Kirby, because at the end of the day, it's all about keeping your job. The other coaches mentioned Justin Fuente at Virginia Tech, Jeff Brom at Purdue, and Scott Frost at Nebraska. And 2 of those 3, Scott Frost and Justin Fuente, I personally am stunned that those 2 have not worked out, especially Scott Frost. Justin Fuente, the stories that have come out, it makes sense why he has not worked out, but leaving Memphis to go to Virginia Tech, I thought he was going to be really good for Virginia Tech.
Question. You watch sports, you cover sports, you're on Twitter. Have you seen anybody talk about how great it is to live in Lincoln, Nebraska?
No. Yes. Mike Eckler.
Dude, he likes anything.
And everything.
He likes anything and everything, except for Jeremy Pruitt. He doesn't like Jeremy Pruitt.
He's a good guy in my book, dude.
But everything else he loves. He loves everybody and everything except for Jeremy Pruitt. Jeremy Pruitt makes his chili really cold. But
or vice versa, it makes it really hot.
Yeah, true. But I mean, you're recruiting kids in Nebraska in 2020. This ain't 1990. So I am still surprised that he hasn't had more success there in Nebraska, but still, it's still Nebraska. Like I remember Jerry Riggs telling me his story about his visit to Nebraska. And I was like, dude, the way that started, why did you decide to stay in your official visit? I would have left halfway through. Goodness gracious. And went to a cornfield party. What? Could have been a scene of the Blair Witch Project or something. Or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No, thank you. Why'd you even go on a visit to Nebraska in the first place, Gerald? That's your fault. I think they had good running backs. I remember they had Ahmad Green, those boys. I mean, I guess I understand. Still. 865-255-03. Stay with us.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
865-255-03, Irish Networks hotline. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Download the free Swain Event app. Android, Apple devices. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like our page. They're on Facebook. Follow the Swain Event there. Give Ben McKee a follow on Twitter. Shoot him some DMs. Ben McKee 14 on Twitter. DMs are open, right, Ben?
Always open.
Let me get to the text box. Nebraska Vol says, hey, guys, I currently live in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's not that bad. Okay, maybe I'm lying. It's not bad for maybe Nebraska Vol, but is it going to be attractive to an 18-year-old young man coming out of high school when there's other teams recruiting him? I mean, that's the question. Because we know Scott Frost just didn't forget how to coach. This is why we say fits matter.
But shouldn't that be an all-time fit? I mean, he did play quarterback there.
No, it's a fit because he played quarterback there. That's about it. That doesn't mean that players care enough to go there. He can just build this talent-rich roster that don't play a lot of other teams where he can dominate like he did at Central Florida. So it's been a better fit for Frost at Central Florida than Nebraska. Mm-hmm. And he played in Nebraska. So that's a clear example of sometimes it's about fits. It really is.
And it's easier to recruit, in my opinion, to Central Florida than it is Nebraska.
All day long. And there's more athletes in Florida that you can pick from. Mm-hmm. You can get the Gator, the Hurricanes, and the Seminoles. You can get their sloppy seconds. You can get their scraps in recruiting if you want to and still win and still be really, really good. But you can't go out and be second tier, third tier in the Midwest. Oklahoma's grabbing them up. Texas is grabbing them up. You got Iowa State that's a healthy program under Matt Campbell. Like, man, sometimes going back to your school, not always the best move. But so far, Frost has lost more than he has ever in his career as a head coach. And he may turn it around and be great, but the start has been rough for Scott Frost for sure. Because they sure wanted that smoke.
Should have come to Tennessee, Scotty.
They wanted that smoke a couple months ago. Talking about leaving the Big Ten. Big Ten was like, all right.
Bet.
You have Ohio State first game of the season.
And then Penn State.
And now they're trying to get out of games.
With, what was it, Oklahoma?
I think so. You want some of this, Nebraska?
No.
Nelson says, y'all think C-Mac celebrating 420 today up there in Colorado?
Yes.
Probably. Jackson says, Buzz is a great coach. I used to hate when Duke had to go to Virginia Tech and play. Jackson sound like a Duke basketball fan. GBO for life says, have y'all talked about this new quarterback transfer from Michigan yet? Nope. Just about 75% of the show.
Tennessee's getting a quarterback from Michigan?
Joe Milton, the boy has a rocket launcher on his shoulders. He got some tools that if you Josh Heupel, you're like, I can do something with that. That's no different than a player that coming out of college into the NFL draft, and he may not be the first quarterback on the board, but there's a coach saying, in my system, I could use him. Because if we go back and look at the year that Patrick Mahomes was drafted, based on what we have seen since he's been in the NFL, there's no reason why he shouldn't have been no one overall pick. But he wasn't. But Andy Reid and company, they traded up to get Patrick Mahomes because they saw a skill set that fit what they were trying to do. And they have used his skill set, and look where they are now. So if you're Josh Heupel, you're not looking at the quarterback the same way that us fans look at quarterbacks. Oh, Oh, 5 seconds. Joe Milton stats. Oh, Joe Milton stats at Michigan. Oh, this will be easy. This will be a quick eval right here. This is what 99% of us do. Oh, Joe Milton, 2018, 3 out of 4. Well, I didn't play that year. 2019, 3 out of 7. 2020, 57%, only 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Oh, he sucks. Well, I mean, why does Tennessee want this kid? Look at his stats. Terrible. That's what 99% of us do. Because good stats don't mean anything either sometimes. Because we have a quarterback on our roster that's passed for more yards than anyone probably in the last 5 years in the state of Georgia and the state of Florida. Brian Maurer lit it up in Florida high school stats. Harrison Bailey lit it up with stats. Stats don't tell the entire story. But Joe Milton, the dude is 6'5", he's 243. He's built like a freaking NFL quarterback, and he has a big arm. You can't teach arm strength. Just like you can't teach speed. You can develop a guy that has speed, and they can get faster. You know, take a guy like Jalen Hyatt, and he's fast, but you can develop him to be more explosive and maybe even faster as he gets stronger and things like that. And he'll understand how to play faster. But no one's like, oh, Hyde's a 4'6" guy, but we taught him to be 4'2". No, he was born that way. He's born that way. You don't teach speed. And I don't know if you go from having a water pistol arm to a grenade launcher either. Throwing it 5 yards. Oh, you got 28 yards. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, 75 yards in the air. Yeah, I worked on my arm strength during the offseason. Goodness gracious, what do you take, steroids or something?
Yes.
You don't just teach arm strength. You either got it or you don't. He has arm strength. He can make every throw. You know who should be the most excited dude on this offense? The Joe Milton is here at Tennessee.
Velus Jones.
Velus Jones and Jalen Hyatt.
The receiver room. And the tight end room. Austin Pope.
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, you throw it in tight windows. He has the strength to throw in tight windows. You just hope that he has the accuracy to do it. But freaking Velus Jones and Jalen Hyatt, you know that you can't outrun his arm. I'm going to tell you right now, that matters. You think about that when you're running go routes. You know you have a quarterback that can't get it to you all the time. I'll take Rick Clausen for instance. That's my guy. I love him. But he knew his weaknesses. Everybody else knew his weaknesses. If I run a go route and I'm getting about 40, 45 yards and the ball is not in the air and I'm open, what do you think a receiver is thinking, Ben?
They're mad. Not happy.
They're thinking that ball ain't coming. I know my quarterback can't throw it this far. I'm already at 45. The ball's not in the air. So if you're not getting the ball, what's your natural reaction?
Slow down.
Slow down. So how many times have we seen a receiver run the go route, the ball's thrown, they slow down, and they try to speed up?
All the time.
All the time. They do it all the time. And most of the time, they look at the quarterback and go, come on, quarterback, you got to put it on them. Quarterback, what are you doing? I look at the receivers. Well, you slowed down. Why did he slow down? The reason why he slowed down because he thought he wasn't going to get it. Simple as that. And sometimes when a receiver slows down while running a go route, he's thinking to himself, the quarterback can't get it here. So he slows down. And when you slow down, guess what happens? The safety over the top,
catches up,
doesn't have to keep running with you. He catches up, exactly. He doesn't have to keep going over the top. He doesn't respect it. So now he's squatting, makes it easy for him to play another route. Now it affects the spacing on a passing play. It messes up everything. But when you have a quarterback that everybody in the stadium knows can throw it anywhere on the football field, it opens it up for everybody. Running backs, tight ends, slot receivers, receivers on the outside, because you know he can get it there. So you don't stop running. Because if you stop running, he's going to outthrow you. He's going to overthrow you. That's the effect of having a quarterback that you know has to have a big arm. That is probably the reason why Ainge got the job over Rick Clausen in 2005, even when he shouldn't have gotten the job. But he got it because of that reason. Arm. That's why. That's why. So big arm matters, man, when you have guys who are legitimate 4.3 40 guys. And I'm not saying it's gonna be bombs over Baghdad over here at Knoxville for the Tennessee football team throwing bomb routes, but it sure makes it easy to run the football when you have safeties that respect a quarterback's ability to throw the football deep. Sure makes it easy for a guy like Jabari Small, Tyon Evans. Makes it easy for the running backs. Less safeties in the box. So those physical tools alone, if I'm Josh Heupel and company, I'm like, oh, yeah, we got to have that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bring that in here. I love how Joe Milton became involved. Wasn't no announcement. Wasn't no graphic. Dude just showed up in class one day.
Still hasn't even tweeted.
Dude just showed up with a backpack. You 6'5", 243 pounds.
With dreads.
You a brother with dreads. Wait a minute. He looks different. And you're an athlete. You look different. You're not going to keep that a secret very long here.
Hasn't posted an Instagram story.
I love it.
Hasn't made an Instagram post.
Love it.
Let's see. Now let's go look at his Twitter. Joe Milton, number 5, tweeted yesterday at 2:17 in the morning. He might not come when you want him to, but he is always on time.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the good Lord right there.
And then
I heard that time or two in my house growing up. Sunday school a couple times too.
He hasn't put anything on social media since Austin Price dropped that nugget on Twitter yesterday to inform all the good people that Joe Milton was in class on Rocky Top.
He barely tweets. I like it.
I like it indeed.
Because my first reaction, honestly, and this is going to sound mean. Y'all going to think I'm an a-hole. I don't really care what players – I don't care what you think when the player tweets. I don't care. I don't care about your tweets. I don't care. I do understand them. I do respect them if you're playing the game right and building your brand. And this is what I tell these young men when I have a chance to talk to them is, hey, man, build your brand. If you're tweeting, you ain't working. And there's only one way you get better. There's only one way you get out of this, and that's work. And like clockwork, we had a post for my guy Brian Maurer. Like clockwork, we called it.
I told you.
He called it.
It wasn't a tweet.
It was a post on Instagram.
The Instagram story. What did it say?
I don't even want to
said,
talk about it.
Loyalty
I shouldn't
is
even brought
all
it up.
I ask for.
I shouldn't even brought it up. Oh, my God.
Loyalty is all I ask for. That's funny coming from Brian Maurer.
Rich, ain't it? Very rich. So I just go ball out. Go get better, man. Just go get better.
I didn't see Hendon Hooker tweet yesterday.
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't see Harrison Bailey tweet yesterday.
That's one thing I respect about Harrison Bailey, man. He's been getting third team reps, working with the walk-ons. It ain't happening for him right now. He ain't going Twitter about it.
I didn't see Caden Salter tweet.
Because nothing good is going to come from it. It's not going to solve anything. The only thing that matters is you're getting better, putting in that work. That's it. There's no substitute. There's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else you can say that substitute work. That's what needs to be done right now. Yeah, there's some marketing things you do if you're Josh Heupel, you're Danny White, you're on the staff building this thing back. But at the end of the day, it's going to be work. That's it. It's going to be hard work. That's it. That post was really disappointing from a quarterback.
Also not surprising.
Wasn't surprising, but very disappointing. Very disappointing. Guys, that's not normal. I'm just letting y'all know that. It's not normal. It's not supposed to happen like that. Chip Payne says Milton took his name out of the portal on April 5th, so the staff knew a couple of weeks that he was coming. Shouts out for keeping the secret. Oh, man, hey. Listen, man, this plan's been put in place for a while. For a while. And if you're a current quarterback on this team and Tennessee adds Joe Milton, do you really have a legitimate reason to be bothered or upset or feel like someone did you wrong?
Nope.
No. It's no different than recruiting a high school player. You're simply adding talent to the room. Unless you were promised that wasn't going to happen. Which, what dumb coach would promise their current players that they're not going to add players to help their team win? Only a dummy would do that. We're not going to add anybody else. We're just happy with what we have. What? Oh, you're always adding talent. And the cream will rise to the top. The competition will make everybody better.
All right, Butch.
I'll fight you. I always want more talent. Like I remember when Tennessee, on signing day, I found out that Tennessee signed Robert Meacham and Brett Smith. I didn't even think about, oh man, they're gonna take balls away from me, or oh man, I wanted to be the guy. No, I was like, cool, they're gonna make me better. Awesome, no more double teams. Because imagine being at Grissom High School, where I was the only big-time D1 player coming out of Grissom that year. Imagine the double teams and triple teams I was getting. I would have loved it to have other dudes on the opposite side that was going D1, getting balls too. It makes it easier for me, more one-on-ones. I did have a teammate who was 2 years older than me go to the SEC, but that's he's on defense.
And he's a Wildcat.
That's true. That's his knock. Hour 3 coming up.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 Barbecue Restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Coaching makes a difference. Coaching makes a difference. When you have a guy with the tools, Joe Milton has the tools. Big old arm, 6'5", 240, can take a hit. Is he a burner? Don't have to be. But he's a dual threat. He's a dual threat. During the break, I was like, man, let's see if there's an example of Heupel getting a guy with tools that we can see the difference in before and after Heupel. Well, it's Drew Lock. And I encourage people to not only look at the stats because the stats tell just part of the story, but Drew Lock was a player that we watched because he's in the SEC. We played against him for a couple years. Josh Heupel was at Missouri in 2016, 2017. Check this out. Drew Lock, in the first year in the Heupel, had 3,400 yards, 23 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. In the second year of Heupel's system, Drew Lock goes for 4,000 yards, 44 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Then Heupel leaves. And here comes Derek Dooley. Drew Lock, as a senior, goes for 3,500 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. So stats-wise, he regressed. And watching Drew Lock that year, his play was not the same as his junior season. Well, here's a player that's better physically, more developed from your junior year to your senior year, more experienced mentally, emotionally. But the numbers say otherwise. I think that's a good example of how coaching matters and how if you take a quarterback guy, a guy that can develop quarterbacks, and you pair him with the quarterback with tools, that has tools, physical tools, you see the production increase. You see the effects. You do. Remember when Jay Graham came in? And no shade to the previous running back coach, because David Johnson, that's really not his forte. His forte is wide receivers. But we're talking about a guy that's played the position and coached the position everywhere he's been. It is what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only did Eric Gray get a little bit older, get a little bit bigger, stronger, whatever, but he had Jay Graham as a coach. Those running backs, even when Jabbar Small went in the game, the running backs looked like they were the most coached up position on the football field.
Yep. They're the only position last year that got better.
Yeah. Coaching matters. When you have a guy that has the tools. You give me a good coach and a guy with no tools, you might be able to squeeze out, a little bit of juice, but
I think we're about to have a perfect example of what you are describing at the pro level. I think we are about to have a perfect example of what you are describing. What?
I thought you were going to mention Trey Lance.
No, Trey Lance is not a pro yet. I think a current pro quarterback.
Current pro. Gotcha.
A name come to mind?
Hold on. Well, besides Patrick Mahomes, are you going to go Justin Herbert?
A kid who was a first-round pick in a bad situation and was on the move this offseason.
Oh, Sam Darnold.
Yep. I think we're about to see that with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold has the tools to be successful, but he was drafted, unfortunately, by the Jets and Adam Gase, who looks like he's on cocaine 24/7.
Oh, my goodness.
And now he's going to the Panthers, and he's going to play for Matt Rule, who I love Matt Rule. I've been stumping for Matt Rule for a while now. And Joe Brady's going to be his OC. Got Joe Brady, got Matt Rule. Sam Darnold's going to be successful in Carolina because Sam Darnold has the tools and he's about to get coached up. So I think you're about to see that example in the pros as well. And who knows if Joe Milton is going to turn out to be good at Tennessee. There's no telling. But I just continue to go back to this point. If Tennessee thinks he has the tools to be successful, then they should bring him in because they should be confident, they being the Tennessee offensive coaches, Joey Halzle, Josh Heupel, Alex Golish, like they should feel confident in their coaching ability because they are good developers of the quarterback position. They're good offensive coaches. If he has the tools, then they'll put Joe Milton in a situation to be successful. And he will be successful. It's as simple as that for me. If you think he can contribute, if you think he has the tools, bring him in, coach him up. He's going to be better than what you got now.
Yeah, if you're just joining the show, or if you missed me saying this, I think he's going to be the starter this fall for Tennessee. That's what I think. I think he's going to be the starter. Remember this point, Ben, as a fan base, that whenever a player transfers out or we always kind of looked at the player and was like, the player wasn't good enough, or he didn't do what he's supposed to do. There was a time where we never looked at the coaches or the program or the culture as being the reason why a player didn't reach their potential. We always took the coach's side. If a player decided to transfer, if a player got, not playing up to his capabilities, we did this a lot with Butch Jones, where we coach worshipped. And we learned a valuable lesson. Because we never considered, maybe it's not the player that is the reason why he's not playing up to his capabilities. Maybe it's culture. Maybe it's the coach. Maybe it's something else besides the player. But I think the Butch Jones era woke us up a little bit. And if it didn't, the Jeremy Pruitt era splashed water in your face to wake you up in the morning. I'm pretty sure that did that. So if we have experienced that as Tennessee fans, you don't think that's happened in other places too? All the stat watchers out there that went to go look at Joe Milton's stats and that's it? I'm about to be in this film. I already was in that Joe Milton film. That's what's available. I ain't saying that he's going to be the savior. And to expect someone to come in and be the savior at quarterback, I think that's being a little bit too optimistic. I'm just trying to get better. That's all I'm trying to be, Ben. I just want to be better at quarterback.
Would be nice.
I just want to be better. It's hard to go from zero to hero sometimes. There's steps to that. It's processes. It's a process that has to take place. You got to be better before you can be great. And Tennessee has been terrible at quarterback. I just want to be better. And Joe Milton makes the room better. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Home service problems occur, even at the most inconvenient times, like during a health crisis. And Tiller is always here to help you 24/7. As people are social distancing and staying at home on workdays, it's an easier time to take care of home maintenance items that you feel are necessary. And we've put new safety precautions in place, like wearing gloves, avoiding physical contact, new sanitation protocols, and limiting time in your home. We're here for you.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It's time to connect with Austin Price of VolQuest.com. He joins us via the Iris Networks hotline. His time is brought to you by Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. AP, good morning, sir.
What's up, Jason Swain?
What's up, man? Sir?
What'd you say?
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, Joe Milton, that news dropped. Good job by you.
Thanks, buddy.
No announcement from him. Seems to me like just trying to ease him on in as a student, not make a big deal about it. Try to get past spring football practice without creating much of a stink, much attention that way. Why do you think that was the intention from Tennessee?
Well, I think Tennessee wanted to get through spring practice, so the focus was solely on spring practice. I think this was all going to, come out, be announced by the kid, whatever, probably in the next couple of weeks. And I think more than anything, Tennessee's just trying to get through spring, where it's solely focused on spring and the kids that are here and going through practice, much like the staff didn't really want to talk about Henry or anybody or Quavaris Crouch or any of those guys that weren't here, that were technically kind of still part of the football program. I think they know they can't talk about Joe Milton. He's not signed a financial aid agreement. He's not here yet for school-wise, so they can't talk about Joe. And so, that's the thing is like, I don't think anybody wanted the spring game or the end of spring practice overshadowed, but when you go into the student directory, kind of is what it is.
What is Tennessee getting at Joe Milton? How did Tennessee land Joe Milton? I'm pretty sure Tennessee staff was looking at him for a very, very long time.
Yeah, they have been. You know, Joe Milton's got a big arm. He's got experience. You know, is he going to be the quarterback? I don't know. You know, I think ultimately, you know, he's got to go win it. But I don't think he's coming here, and I don't think the staff's bringing him here to be a, you know, well, they need more. You know, they need, you know, they feel good about their starter, but they don't feel good about, you know, after that. No, I don't think that's the case. I think that, you know, Tennessee, when they look at their quarterback room, they don't know for sure that they have their guy. So why not bring in another quality body, another, you know, quarterback with experience, and again, let the chips fall where they may. Joe Milton may be the quarterback. He may not. It may be one of the three guys that were already here. I don't think it'll be Caden Salter. I just think it's going to be too much on a true freshman. But, you know, we've seen a little bit of everything over the years, Jason, so you can't really rule out anything at this point. I do believe somebody's going to leave after spring. It's inevitable. You know, I mean, you know, that's a room that, like, you know, Brian Mauer's kind of hung in there, but I mean, does he really see a path to the field? You know, I mean, you know, Harrison Bailey, you know, everybody questions whether he fits the offense that Josh Heupel wants to run. Hendon Hooker's kind of stuck. You know, if he leaves, he's going to go down, but he's got 2 years of eligibility left. Joe Milton has 3. So, you know, Tennessee's sitting in a spot where they've got bodies. You know, can they find somebody that can turn this program around? Because it all starts and ends with quarterback. You know, that's the end-all, be-all. When you've got a good trigger man, you know, you can have a, you know, fairly successful football program. Look at Tennessee the last 15 years. Go back to 2005. What happened? You had a divide on the team, bad quarterback play, you went 5-6. Ainge kind of gets Ainge right, you know, in 2006, 2007, a lot more success. 2008, Crompton's a train wreck. Bad. Phillip gets fired. 2009, Lane comes in, gets pretty solid play out of Jonathan Crompton. Tennessee wins 7 football games. You see the correlation there between, like, when you have good quarterback play and when you don't. Josh Dobbs, and then into the last 4 years of quarterback play. So, you know, football isn't played the way it was played 25 years ago, where, like, if you can run it and you can play defense, you're going to be in the game. You've got to have a playmaker at the quarterback position, and Tennessee's got to do whatever it takes to get that position fixed. If it takes multiple guys, whatever. You know, you've got to get that position fixed at all costs.
Austin, you answered a little bit of what I was going to ask, and that was what you think the addition of Joe Milton means for the other quarterbacks in the room. So I'll ask you where you think the pecking order at the position is right now as spring concludes with the spring game on Saturday, and where would you slide in Joe Milton into that pecking order?
Well, I mean, he's never practiced, so it's hard to slide him in anywhere. You know, leaving spring, and I mean, I think we're kind of at this point we're you know exiting spring, even though there's a few practices left. You know, I say Hendon Hooker and Harrison Bailey would be my top 2 quarterbacks. Brian Mauer, again, flashes so much that I think a lot of times you're like, man, why can he not play that way all the time? Like, you know, he'll make a play or two and just leave you with your jaw on the ground. He did that with the last staff in 11-11 and 7-on-7. You know, whatever the periods they were focusing on, he would have these moments where you're like, wow, and then he would line the running back up on the wrong side of him. He would not slide the protection. You know, little things like that. Hold on to the ball too long. Make poor decisions. And then for that one step forward he'd have to take 2 steps back. He's doing similar things with this staff. Like, you know, he is uber talented. But, you know, can the staff count on him to not make those critical errors on Saturday afternoon in Athens, Georgia, or Saturday afternoon in Columbia, South Carolina? You know, that's those type of things that the staff's got to figure out. Because, I mean, he does have these moments where you go, wow. I mean, look at the open practice, Ben. You were there. He'll look like $1 million one minute and then throws 2 terrible interceptions the next. And so, Harrison Bailey, he's kind of the guy that, like, does nothing great, but he does kind of everything well. I mean, like, he moves a little faster than you think. He throws a really catchable ball. He gets the ball out on time most of the time. But again, he doesn't flash like the other guys do. And then, Steady Eddie through spring practice has been Hendon Hooker. But can he consistently, throw it enough, to make you feel good about your vertical passing game? He can throw it vertically, okay? He's made plays in spring practice vertically, but can he consistently do that? I think that's something he's got to, kind of continue to prove he can do. So I don't know. I know that's kind of dancing around the question, but I'm just kind of breaking down each guy. The top 2 for me exiting spring again would be Bailey and Hooker, and with Maurer behind them. And then, again, Milton's not practiced, so it's hard for me to kind of like, insert him into the competition until he actually goes through a practice.
Do you think with the addition of Milton that's going to affect Tennessee as far as recruiting a future quarterback?
No, I don't. They're going to continue to recruit Taven Jackson. They are in a good spot for Taven Jackson. I wouldn't. I mean, they are in as good a position as they can be in. You call that the quote leader for now, if you want to. But that thing's a long way from being over. He's going to take visits, and Tennessee will have to do a good job in the month of June, not with just him, but just a lot of different players. And, Tennessee plans on taking a quarterback in this class because you have to. You have to take a quarterback in every class. That's like, you just can't get caught sleeping and feeling like, okay, hey, we're good at the quarterback position. Because with the one-time transfer and the transfer portal, things can change in a hurry. Look at UT basketball. They're they truly are the benchmark for the new college athletics.
Austin, the Wade twins ended up picking Kentucky on Friday. Just kind of what went wrong there for Tennessee, and do you think that there's a chance that maybe Vol fans can look forward to signing day with those two?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Tennessee, you just continue to recruit both, and you go out and see what happens on the field this fall. I mean, so much of Tennessee's recruiting right now, is based off the fact that kids are wanting to come to a decision when Tennessee really needs to be able to have them hold off so they can kind of show them what they got. So it's kind of a lose, no-win situation for Tennessee as far as recruiting. These kids are wanting to take visits come June. Tennessee probably really don't want them to take visits come June, but they're kind of forced into having to host visits in June because, you've got so many kids that haven't been able to take a visit for over a year, so they're anxious to do so. It's going to be the trendy thing to do, especially in this current group of kids. So with the Wade twins, you just continue to recruit them. You see what you can show on the field this fall, and you maybe flip them in the end. But the biggest thing that I think that went wrong was just, Kentucky made Destin feel like he was their guy at quarterback. Destin knew Tennessee was recruiting Taven Jackson and really questioned, I think, whether Tennessee was going to give him an actual shot at quarterback. I think Tennessee would have given him a shot, much like Tennessee gave Jimmy Holiday a shot. And then after 2 practices last year before COVID hit, he realized he was a receiver. Just like they gave Jawan Jennings a shot, who went through spring practice, when he was a midterm enrollee, and then he moved to receiver. Destin is like all those guys. He's got to go prove he can play the position. And if he don't, then he'll just be like those guys, and he'll move and play big tight end or big receiver or move to defense. I mean, the one positive for Destin is he's got possibilities if things don't work out at quarterback.
Austin Price, VolQuest.com here. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Austin's Time is brought to you by Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. Any other insight about Joe Milton's time at Michigan? I know you mentioned that he had a big arm. We talked about his arm from folks that you talked to. Why wasn't Joe Milton more successful in Michigan for those that simply look at the stats, or those that see a quarterback that's transferring? I mean, people are transferring for a reason. Why is he transferring, and what happened at Michigan? If you know.
Well, I think he kind of lost some confidence. Jim Harbaugh is a very demanding coach to play for. Expects a certain way of playing, and I think that in talking to a couple of people, Milton just lost his confidence. Some people might say that he struggled mentally. I've heard that. I wasn't there. I don't know. I know talking to people, they had kind of different versions. That Harbaugh is so demanding that Milton just kind of got down on himself and started to struggle. He showed flashes, that's for sure. But yeah, he's got to be more consistent. For Josh Heupel and company, and you never know what a change of scenery will do for a kid. I'm really going to be fascinated to see what Jerry Guantano does at Washington State. And that's not, I get it. Washington State's playing in the Pac-12. Defense isn't at a premium out there, but does a change of scenery do him good? Yeah. Does a change of scenery do Joe Milton good, or any of the other, kids that have transferred all over college football? So you're right. When you leave, there is a reason you left. 80 to 90% of them are leaving because they couldn't get on the field at the previous stop. Some of that is because they play a position where you can only play one. I'm more okay taking a chance on a quarterback than I am taking a chance on a linebacker or a receiver that could not get on the field, because there are three linebackers, or at least multiple linebackers, depending on what kind of defense you're in. There are in today's college football, there are 3 and 4 receivers on the field at all times. If you can't get on the field, then something's amiss. So I think with quarterbacks, if you're not going to be the guy, the thing to do is move, which is why I said Tennessee's quarterback room will see attrition. It just is what it is. Nobody's going to sit in there and go, I'll just ride the pine. It's not the way kids work. It's the way kids worked 30 years ago when they didn't even want to transfer and sit out a year, much less now where you can just kind of free agency and go school to school.
Austin, the spring game is this Saturday. What are you most looking forward to seeing?
The end.
Hey, man. Hey, I am with you there.
Well, we got sound effects. I just think spring. We had this discussion on our podcast that's up at VolQuest right now. Hubs thinks that the spring game's eventually going away. I don't think it's going away, because I think, one, it's a revenue maker for colleges. Think about it. It's the Chevrolet orange and white game. So you miss out on that marketing. I don't think it's going away, because it's just a good fan event. But I do think you can see some changes to it. The Big Ten's doing some spring games. Like Illinois had their spring game last night on a Monday night. I think Tennessee would be West Suburb if they had a spring game on a Thursday or Friday night. Now maybe some fans might not make it because it's not the weekend, but at the same time, I think would at least put more eyeballs on you, because people are looking for stuff to do throughout the week. And the weekend is the weekend. And so I think you're going to gradually see changes. I don't think they're necessarily going away. And it's a good chance for potential recruits to come in town. Tennessee will have a few kids here this weekend. Of course, they can't talk to them because it's the dead period, but kids can still come since the game's free. Biggest thing I'm looking for is not the quarterback. To me, it's the offensive line. What does that group look like? When I look at, Dane Davis, what's Tennessee getting there? They're going to continue to push him to see what they have. Darnell Wright at right tackle. You know what you got in Cade Mays? I don't think Cade Mays will play Saturday. Cade's going to be the Swiss Army knife of this offensive line. He may start 3 or 4 different positions in the offensive line this fall, depending on who's injured and, best lineups and this and that. And then what do they look like guard to guard? Because, Spraggins, Cooper Mays, and Jerome Carvin, I think are, a really solid unit. And then you've seen some growth out of guys like Jackson Lampley. You'll eventually get Riley Locklear back in the fall. I do think that the offensive line is something that I'll be watching for on Saturday.
Austin Price, last question here before we get you out of here, man. Thanks so much for your time on the program. Again, his time is brought to you by Jennifer Moore's Keller Williams Realty Group. Tennessee had a close scrimmage on Saturday.
You were there?
Yeah, I was there, man. I got a chance to see.
What happened? Tell us the details.
Well, there was a one-handed catch by Kobe. I saw the offense
and a bunch of 3 and out.
Well, I saw the times I was there, I saw the offense, driving right down the football field against the defense. Jacob Warren touchdown, catch from Hooker. I did see the Harrison Bailey throw to the corner, which is a beautiful throw to Kobe. I saw the offense really, at the beginning of the practice, beginning of the scrimmage. The tempo was bothering the defense, but then the defense settled down and had a better showing after the initial surge from the offense at the beginning of the scrimmage. But just kind of picking your brain on who you might have heard maybe stood out from this scrimmage.
Well, Anderson Kobe is a guy that continues to flash. The last staff that may be their last contribution to the program was kind of taking a chance on a kid that I think may actually really help this team. Defensively, continue to hear good things as far as growth. Early in spring ball, they were a struggle bus, but they've continued to get better and better. And so it's all about, just finding that, kind of niche as a unit. To me, that's going to be Tennessee's, determining factor on how they do, not just quarterback play, which is the ultimate determining factor, but, defensively, can they be a defense? They're going to give up points. They're going to give up a lot of yards, but can they force field goals? Can they bend, not break? And that's something that I think, has been good to hear about is just some of the growth on the defensive side of the ball. They're not perfect. They don't have all their bodies, but I think they played last Saturday as well as they have at any point in spring practice, and that's a good thing that they've kind of grown a little bit throughout spring with several of their key players not here or not available.
Austin Price at Austin Priceless on Twitter. AP, tell us all the work that Ben's going to be doing for VolQuest this week. And
maybe we should just have Ben do the highlights of what's going on at VolQuest.
Yeah.
We've got our Tuesday podcast up. A lot of good discussion on there. A lot of good basketball discussion. A little bit of recruiting talk at the end, and then we talk about kind of preview the spring game if you can preview a spring game, and we'll have a lot of recruiting coverage up. Ben's been working hard, both he and Eric Kane, calling recruits left and right, and getting a hold of some of these kids Tennessee plans on bringing in here officially in the month of June, and or had on their virtual Orange Carpet Day. A virtual Orange Carpet Day, Swain. I just need this to end. Like, just everything virtually.
I know,
unbelievable. I know you're used to watching things virtually, but not me.
We're getting there, man. We're getting there. It's going to end. It is going to end. It's going to end. Oh, man. Don't make me pull up your favorites list on your website browser, Austin. All right, AP, man. Good stuff as always.
Sounds good, buddy.
I'll talk to you soon.
See you, Bob.
Oh, man. That was a good one from AP. That was a good one. Look at VolQuest trying to double team me on the Swain event. You hear Ben in the background gassing up Austin?
That was a good one.
Oh man, trying to double team me. Y'all trying to jump me, huh?
I didn't say anything.
Y'all trying to jump me. I'm about to be like old boy in the Aaron Donald case, man. I'm about to call a press conference.
What, you gonna look like a garden tool?
Man, I'm about to snitch. I'm about to be the whistleblower.
What he gonna snitch on? He was lying.
Character defamation. I'm a sue. Bullying. You can sue for anything today, so I'm suing. I'm taking a piece of AP share of VolQuest. I don't know. Try to get me, man. That was a good one, though. That was a good one. That was a great one. Check out Austin's bookmarks on his website browser. See what he got to say about that. Oh, man. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest. Invest.
Flustered.
He got me. Invest in real estate. Call Jennifer Morris at 865-257-7897. That's Austin Price, VolQuest.com. Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. Let's go to the phones. Let's get to the legend, Titans Bill. Titans Bill, good morning.
How you doing? Jason?
I'm great, Titans Bill. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing wonderful, buddy. I'll tell you one thing. Josh Heupel is bringing a lot of positive vibes to the football program, and he's trying. Tradition.
Titans Bill, something's going up with your phone, man. Something's up with Titans Bill. Something's up with his phone there. Give us a call back, Titans Bill.
It is 420.
Titans Bill's lit.
He litty this morning.
His phone's lit. Something's going on there.
They're hanging out with C-Mac.
Something's going on there. So we'll hopefully Titans Bill will give us a call back. Give us a call back, Titans Bill. 865-255-03 is our telephone number. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Hour 3, powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Stay with us.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Home service problems occur, even at the most inconvenient times, like during a health crisis. And Keller is always here to help you 24/7. As people are social distancing and staying at home on workdays, it's an easier time to take care of home maintenance items that you feel are necessary. And we've put new safety precautions in place, like wearing gloves, avoiding physical contact, new sanitation protocols, and limiting time in your home. We're here for you.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Hour 3 powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Reinventing men's healthcare. Self-inject at home testosterone treatments. $135 a month for self-pay or covered by most health insurance. Low T will help determine the cause of your symptoms and will help you get back to feeling your best. It all starts with the quick and easy health assessment and covered by most health insurance. lowtcenter.com. We got a lineup for y'all right now. Let's get first.
We've got Titans Bill, and then Dave Tona,
Titans
and
Bill is
then
back.
Turkey Man.
Titans Bill is back. Good morning, Titans Bill, again.
Okay, Jason, can you hear me okay,
Yes.
buddy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. One thing that Josh Heupel is wanting to do compared to that fraud who used to be here, he is wanting to bring back that wonderful tradition. You know what I'm talking about. I thought I had a little fiddler on the roof there, Jason.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Titans Bill.
Back to the University of Tennessee. That wonderful winning tradition. You know what I'm saying, Jason?
I got you. I'm with you, man. I'm following you.
Okay, buddy. That quarterback is he a transfer?
Yes,
The one
sir.
that we-
You mean
Okay.
Milton, Joe Milton from Michigan?
Yeah.
Transfer. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. All right. Good deal. So, the one thing about this new offense, there's this little saying that they have here, my dad would always tell me. It's tough to teach a dog new tricks. And that's what Josh Heupel is trying to do to these quarterbacks, like Harrison Bailey and several of the others. They're trying to teach them new tricks on this new offense. Once the wrinkles is all ironed out, everything is going to run smoothly.
I hope
and
so.
everything is going to be cool.
I hope so. I hope so, Titans Bill, man. Titans bringing the energy this morning. I like it. Let's get Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Turkey Man.
I thought there's somebody in front of me. I'm sitting here drinking up coffee and listening. I had you on speaker, and I was like, have to get you off. Question, has the one-time transfer rule come into effect yet?
Yes, sir. It was passed last week. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I missed that. I missed that, so I don't know how I did, but I did. Well, do you think this new quarterback being on the roster and him not being a part of the orange and white game, do you think that'll have any effect of individuals coming and watching orange and white game?
What individuals, like quarterback?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about fans coming, because way I'm hearing it, way I'm seeing it, that it looks like that if this guy can even line up and get his uniform on, there's a good chance he'd probably be the quarterback.
Well, I mean, if you have an open scrimmage during the fall, then you'll probably see him, but you're not going to see him. I mean, now he just got here, just enrolled in classes.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, do you think that will have effect of somebody coming and watching orange and white, the crowd? Do you think it'll affect the crowd?
With Joe Milton transferring to Tennessee,
and him not being a part of spring practice.
I mean, I'm sure it had an effect on somebody. I mean,
I just wondered about that because I was wondering. I mean, right now I'm anxious to see what this guy's got. I'm already anxious to see what the possibilities are because from all's been said, we're lacking a lot at quarterback, and even to the point I'm saying, maybe this was really some of why JG was getting his starting job over and over and over again. Maybe it was worse than we even had a clue.
No, we had a clue. I mean, nobody was beating them out. Folks was too busy blaming the coach instead of looking at the other quarterbacks, wondering why they couldn't beat them out. Now, you blame the coach for not bringing in more guys to beat out JG, but, I didn't get mad at Pruitt for running out JG when, I saw what was going on in practice and was hearing what the other quarterbacks were doing. So let's get to Daytona and Volstorm.
Daytona dropped off. We'll get to Volstorm.
Volstorm, good morning.
Oh, goodness. I sure am glad Daytona dropped off. I don't think I could stand that many depressing calls right in a row.
Oh, boy. Good morning.
I don't know what's worse, Titan Bill's horrible references or the fact that Austin Price sounded like he needed to blaze up a little bit.
Well, AP, it's more with just spring games in general. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I meant to add some more context to Austin's reaction. Coaches around the country, just are not big fans of spring games anymore because you can probably get more work done in the regular practice than the spring game. So, you feel like you're wasting an opportunity.
Well, for crying out loud, the spring game isn't for the players anyway. It's for the fans.
Yeah. Yep. But when you have a certain amount of practices, and I understand that from the fans' side of it, their perspective, but I also understand it from the coach's perspective is, come fall, the fans are going to want to see a winning product. But here's one opportunity that we could have used and did more with than, a dog and pony show. We could have been really doing some development in a practice setting rather than trying to piece together 11 on 11 for a game. When you got guys out, you got guys who are not here, and sometimes it can be tough and a burden. So I get both sides of it for sure.
Well, but it's an opportunity for people to come in from out of town to be able to see it. It's not like those of us who are blessed to be able to listen to a Swain Event every day, so we get all of our information ahead of time.
Hey, man, I've been doing this a while now. It's their fault they ain't listening, man. That's why you guys are not surprised about Milton.
There's a reason that the due date on the season tickets isn't until after the spring game.
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
for sure.
Swain, what type of quarterback do we need in this offense?
I think the first thing we need is someone with the tools, man. The tools to be able to make plays down the football field, be accurate. I think right after that is someone that's going to galvanize the locker room and galvanize the offense, that huddle. And Hendon Hooker has that ability for sure, man. He seems like a guy that attracts people and people want to play for. I can tell that his energy affects his teammates on offense. And he just got here though, so we'll see that continue to develop, and those relationships continue to develop. But that's what Tennessee needs, man. They don't have a quarterback, and they haven't had one since Josh Dobbs, that a quarterback is like, yo, this is what I'm doing, and everyone's like, okay, I'm doing it too. I'm following you in the fire. And that's what Tennessee needs, man. They need a quarterback like that, a dude that the team will follow in the fire, who's also talented. That's what you need, man. That's
so right now, as of today, 420, you're saying Hooker's probably the best bet. If they had to go out and play a game this Saturday, a real game.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Ben,
gotcha.
Agree, disagree?
Agree.
Okay.
No, everybody's got an opinion one way or the other about Milton, but the fact of the matter is that I don't trust any of those QBs until they're under live fire.
Mm-hmm.
Until they're out there against SEC competition, we're really not going to know what they can do and what they can't do. I mean, for crying out loud, how many years did we hear, oh, yeah, this player's great in practice, and then he goes out against the competition and then, wets the bed.
Yep. No, that happens most of the time. What happens in practice translates to the game, every once in a while.
Not always.
Well, no, I said most times. Not always, but most times. It translates. And most times, good or bad habits translate to the game. And sometimes you get guys that practice terrible and they play great. But it's not something that you should, build a team around or get used to or expect. It happens every once in a while.
Guys, I got reasons for a little bit of optimism when it comes to quarterback play for next season because Winky and Pruitt won't be on the sideline. See you, bye!
Yeah, that right there. That's all you need to be positive about the quarterback situation. That's really all you need. Say, oh, it's going to be better without seeing a game. It's going to be better. Hiller's giving away a free vacation for you and your family this month with every purchase of a new whole home generator or select HVAC system. Hiller's going to give you a free week-long vacation. New tankless water heater. If you purchase one of those, Hiller will give you a free week-in vacation and hook you up with a $100 gas card. All you have to do is go to happyhiller.com for more details. Marriott, Wyndham, Hilton, Hyatt hotel properties you can choose from. Swain Event is, again, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant. Appreciate Austin Price for joining the program today. We'll have a copy of today's show up on swainevent.com, right there at your app, wherever you subscribe to podcasts. We'll drop it there for you as well, so that will be available if you missed any part of the Austin Price interview.
Hour 1, Hour 2 already up. Hour 3 will be up within 10 minutes, so the show ended.
Efficient. Now I see what Valquist saw in you, man. You are.
I'm glad you could finally see it.
I finally see it, man. I didn't know for a little bit, but now I see it. Good work, Ben. Good work. Good work. I want to see this video of you making this play on the third base line up this hill.
There is no play.
Where's the video, man?
My mom's eyes saw it. She can attest.
Where's the video? Where's the witnesses? I want to see this video.
I can call the witness.
It's only one witness, man. I need more.
I can call the witness to the stand. There's also
how many people was there?
A young female who was on the other team's sideline that can attest as well.
What do you mean?
The friend that was there. I got 2 people I can call. And I can call my teammates. So that's about 20 people I can call to the stand.
Was Kyle Wright there?
Yeah, Kyle was there.
Call Kyle Wright.
Kyle was there.
I believe him.
Kari Blasingame was there. Kari was out in center. Kyle was playing shortstop.
I don't know, man. Kari's a Vandy man. I don't know if I trust
both of them are Vandy men.
Kyle Wright?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle was actually the one that was closest to me. Kyle was playing shortstop when it happened.
I believe Kyle. I believe Kyle.
But you won't believe Kari?
Nope. Kari's a football guy. I believe a baseball guy.
You seen Kari's Twitter. You know he keeps it real.
I want witnesses, Ben.
I just gave you about 20 I can give you.
I need to contact him. I need to verify that you made these plays, that you are the most athletic media member in Knoxville, that you were a baller in baseball.
I already know that's the truth.
865-200-5503. Iris Networks hotline. 90 days, no payment for business internet, folks. Reliable, local, high-quality business fiber internet and voice. The Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. We hope you have a great Tuesday. A great April 20th. And we'll be back 7 a.m. bright and early talk about all things Tennessee and as much sports as we can possibly fit into 3 hours. For Ben McKee and Jason Swain, peace and love. Have a great day. We are out.